Here's an example of AC/DC guitar lesson. We're going to get a little more into the counting and the form of the song, as well as how to subdivide each little part here. I will display the lead sheets below with everything measured out. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is look at that intro lick. It has a little fermata part in the beginning if you like to put that in there. But the lick itself starts on a pickup measure in 4/4. Now you can count it in 8/8 when you're working on individual parts. It can help you, learn the part, but eventually you want to kind of do it in 16th notes. Okay, count it in 16th notes in 4/4. Okay, so again, let's start with the pickup measure. We got, if you want to do that fermata, hold it for about a measure and a half, because the pickup measure starts on the 3. So you can kind of go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and. If you're still working on that part and you need to kind of simplify it a little bit, count it in 1/8 notes, in an 8/8 count. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there you go with that's the intro. Okay, both 16th note count. If you need to simplify it to 8/8, learn it and then try and practice doing the 16th note count. And it's the same thing, same pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E. It just makes the measures. It doubles the measures because the whole lick starts out. Again, this is a pickup measure, so that's only half the lick. The lick really starts from here. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and. Okay, so and there's a reason why we want to think of it that way, because again, it makes the whole overall form of the song in its most simplest thought of way. Okay, kind of like when you're reducing fractions in class. You always want to reduce it to its simplest form, or in math class. But anyway, yeah, we got the fermata, and then we have the pickup measure, 1, 2. Oh, there's 8 measures of the intro. I forgot to go over the. Okay. That again is gonna be on the 3 E and 4 E and okay, so going back to that intro, and remember it starts on a pickup measure, so we're going 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and so that comes in on the 3 E and 4 E and Moving on to the verse lick, you have again you can count it in 8/8 to make it a little bit easier, and just pulse that A the whole time, and you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, those accents are on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, once you kind of get that up to speed a little bit, or even keep it slow and start trying to count it with the 16th note count, where you have 1, 2, or 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so again, real slow. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, make sure you can do the turnaround a couple times where you have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so that's the first kind of line of the vocals. It actually goes through it 2 times, or let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 measures, and then it's repeated. And the second time around, you have these accents in there, the A, the G, and the D. Okay, so this part, the rhythm guitarist kind of does it on his own, while the lead's just focusing on that verse lick, but you can intermix them all. The accent comes in on the end of the 2, and then the riff, you got to make it back to the riff by the E of the 3. Okay, so we're going 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so all together we have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so, and at that part, again, if you wanted to count it in 8/8, it'd just be the same kind of pulse, just putting a numerical value to every syllable. So once you get to that D, though, you do the accent of the D, and then you finish with the, and then it goes back to your D chord. And these accents happen on the 1, the and the and. And it happens with the D chord and then the F and G, okay? But the F and G are kind of sharing those accents. So you go through it with the D on the 1 E, or 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So that you can break it up into 2 sections. You got 1 E and a 2 E and a, and then you have 1 E and a 2 E and a. Okay. Going through the rest of the form of the song, it goes to a chorus. And the chorus is just the intro lick mixed with that little kind of tag thing that they do at the end of the lick. That's where the lick starts. So it's just your main lick going back and forth with putting this on the end every other time. So you're going. Okay, and it does that. It does it for 4 measures. Okay, and here we go for the 4 measures. You got 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, and then it goes to this interlude where they play the verse lick, and they're basically doing the same thing. They're just kind of holding out the accents on the A7. again, that's 1 E, 2 E, and 3 E, and 4 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and 3 E, and 4 E, and okay. So far we have a pickup measure. We have 8 measures of the intro with the at the end of the whole phrase there. And actually, oh, I'm sorry, it does it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then it repeats it, and then it goes back and forth from the, it does it twice actually. So, and then once you get into the verse, you do the verse for 8 measures. 4 measures of just the regular riff. And then it has the accents again. Okay, so keep that in mind. Moving on, we got those, the verse goes through it 2 times, 1 time without the accent, 2nd time with the accent, and then at the end you have the odd kind of 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E, okay? And then you have the chorus without the fermata, or you have the, or I'm sorry. And it does that twice, so 8 measures or 4 measures on that. And then the interlude has that accent. Okay, so that's kind of a review of everything that we've gotten up to so far. Moving on to the verse 2, basically goes through the same exact form as verse 1. It goes back to the chorus with the same thing. You got and it does it 1 more time around, so 4 measures on that. And then it goes into a solo where it completely changes, goes a sudden change of key just right to that E. Or actually, I think the first time is the G to the D, and then it does it again. Oh, and then you got that in there. So, again, counting in 16th notes, you got 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, 1 E, 2 E, and this is why you want to count it in 16th notes, because these kind of anticipated beats just come in just a 16th note before the downbeat. Like for example, when you have the E to the A, 1 E and 2 E and so you have the E, and it follows that same pattern as when we were doing the D, F, or F, G, G. Okay, it's on the downbeat, the and then the and of the next downbeat, and then it repeats it again for the 3rd and 4th beat, with same chords in the solo part, but different chords in that other part at the ends of the verses. But again, for the solo part, we have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E. So that part is a little bit tricky as well. You have the 1 E and Q E and 3 E and 4 E and okay. So again, that's going to be, you want to kind of slow it way down. Let's try it. So we're going to count 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E. Now that was the first time around. If you notice on the charts, we have, I wrote it out with a first, second, and third ending. First ending is that, and then the second ending is the, and then your third ending is going to be the, okay? Now remember, the G comes in on the of the 2 on that third ending. Third ending is going to be counting it out. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E. And that's how they come out of the solo. They kind of go into this second kind of interlude where it seems to be like they're playing with the pattern of the riff. Okay, they have this, and then when you go to that A, it starts the new part. So you're going 1E and 2E and then the riff comes in. Again, remember the pickup measure started on 3, right? So we're going 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E. Or I'm sorry, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and so it does that twice, kind of mixing up that offbeat kind of accents. Well, same thing as that D, 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 F, G, G. Same thing. Okay, so we're going, just staying on the A and putting the riff in there. So you got 1E or 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then it starts to cut that riff in half. I even have it labeled on there where it does the this is half of your lick. Right? So it does the A, starts from the beginning of this part, does the A, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then it cuts even that half of riff in half. So you're doing a fourth of the riff over and just kind of repeating it over the accents that the rhythm section carries on with the bam, bam, bam. Okay? But the riff, you just start repeating that riff. Okay, so if you notice, it does it twice with half the riff, or one full measure with half the riff. So you're going 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then it starts cutting it into the fourths. So you got 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1. Okay. So that's going to be a pretty difficult part too, just kind of keep everything straight, just because, they're taking parts of the riff and piecing them together and stuff. So one more time with the interlude there. You got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and I'm sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And that measure is where he starts repeating it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and okay, so that part is going to be pretty, it kind of moves along. You kind of think ahead a little bit further than usual, just to make sure you're keeping track of where you're at. Okay, and then it goes into a last verse, another change. Kind of goes from the A to the D to the G to the D, and again it has these anticipated downbeats where it's actually coming in on the of the 16th note count. So with this last verse here, we have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 3 E and it jams on that for a while. I put here a first ending and a second ending. It basically goes through 8 measures of the jamming, and then 4 measures of the verse, and then 4 measures of the jamming, and then there's this ending part where you have this 1 E or 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. And then, it's got some cadenzas there. They're solo and $1 million ending type of deal. So with that, it should kind of give you everything you need to really perfect this song.